Now, the National Council of the SPCA says there is an urgent need for government intervention as a campaign for pit bulls to be banned gains traction. Over the past few weeks, there's been an increase in scrutiny with a number of fatal attacks on children making headlines. In the latest incident, an East London toddler was mauled to death. That happened just last night. The child was a year old. There are now reports of pit bulls being burnt, some of them attacked in communities. Let's get you the latest on the story now. We're joined by a spokesperson for the NSPCA, Keshvi Nair, joins us via our video link this morning. Keshvi, thanks for joining us. Another child being killed by a pit bull. Does this in any way change the NSPCA's stance on the banning of this breed in South Africa?
Well, the death of anyone is extremely tragic to the NSPCA, and it's taken very seriously. We value human lives just as much as we value animal lives, and at the end of the day, we need to discuss what the issue at hand is, and that's that we want a country where people don't live in fear of being attacked by dogs, so we don't have to read headlines of children being mauled to death by dogs. And getting rid of one breed of dog is not going to reduce the number of dog attacks. Therefore, our stance still remains that we are against the banning of the breed. However, we do strongly believe that there is an urgent need for stronger regulations and controls with regards to the breeding and keeping of these animals.
All right. Let's stop right there, Keshvi. Young lady. Young, silly, very silly lady. Nutter, RSPCA spokeswoman. Let's stop right there so we can unpack this nuttery that you just shared with us. Nobody asked for it. And I'm busy trying to get you all to stop sharing this goofy information. Your talking points, they're crumbling. We are witnessing, people. I don't want you to miss this. We are witnessing the complete destruction of pit bull culture. Now that they're under the microscope, now that the world is paying attention to these things, some of you noticed the subscribers on, I think, all of our channels are growing steadily. And that is because these pit bulls are under the microscope. Now that I have the world paying attention to you and what you're saying, I'm having too much fun pointing out how ridiculous it is. Welcome back to everyone. Glad you're able to join me. And I won't take too much of your time, or at least I'll try not to. But I feel good about this one. And I want to dive right into it. Keshvi, I hope you're listening. I invited you to the live stream. And any of you other pit nutters, I invited a whole bunch of you to this live stream. I know you don't have nothing to say, so just shut up and listen. And witness the destruction of your sick, goofy culture. Right? All right. Buster Gundo, what up, Chef? In the building, Range Rider, and everybody else on board, Amanda. I see BK Born in here. Kamo? Now check this out. Y'all heard what she just said? I've been babbling. Let me rewind it a little bit. I want y'all to catch what she said. Now it's the typical, usual pit nutter response. I don't want you to miss anything.
Keshvi Nair.
Wait a minute. Let me fast forward a little bit. Let's get to the meat of the subject here.
South Africa.
Being attacked by dogs. So we don't have to read headlines of children being mauled to death by dogs. And getting rid of one breed of dog is not going to reduce the number of dog attacks.
Now, what? How do you know that? How do you know that, Keshvi? How do you know that getting rid of one particular breed will not reduce the number of dog attacks? I'm playing devil's advocate. That's not my argument anyways. That is not any of our arguments. I've never heard someone who's against pit bulls complain about the number of dog attacks. They always talk about the nature, the severity of the attacks. So why do you all keep going on and on about the number? See, this is where they try to create the narrative. You can't let them create the narrative. The true trait of a liar. Now, you know what's so ridiculous about that statement, that argument that they have, that they always put out there? Banning one breed is not going to reduce the number of dog attacks. How do you know until you actually remove an entire breed? Especially when you're talking about bully breeds. You're really going to sit there and tell me that you know for a fact, somehow, you haven't even proved it, that you know that if we remove all bully breeds, you're telling me that you know for a fact that the number of dog bites are going to remain the same? I don't think so. But that's not our argument anyways. And you pit bull lovers and advocates, you know it. I'm talking directly to you, ASPCA representative and all you agents. I know a few of you follow the channel, you SPCA people. This is ridiculous. Why haven't you all gotten tired of this weak argument by now? The complaint against pit bulls is the severity of the attack. The severity. Stop with this number of dog attacks talking point. You're just wasting time. It holds no merit. You're wasting time, right? Replace that talking point with something that makes sense, or at least something new. Nothing's going to make sense. You're never going to make sense. You're never going to truly justify the presence of these things. Okay? Just for the record, it's the severity of the attacks, and we all know pit bulls inflict far more damage on average. Bully breeds, let me be specific, because that includes Rottweilers.
Very seriously, we value human lives just as much as we value animal lives, and at the end of the day, we need to discuss what the issue at hand is.
And I don't like that either when she says that, or when any of them say that, because it sounds good. That's why they say it. The only reason they say it is because it sounds good hitting the air. That we value human lives just as much as we value animal lives. No, you value dogs' lives more, because when dogs are in our society, only human beings are in danger. Dogs are not in danger. That's why you have 800,000 people in the ER for dog attacks. You don't see dogs, 800,000 dogs in the ER because they was attacked by a human being. No, the presence of these bully breeds, their sheer mere presence, proves that you value their existence more than you value human beings. That's just a fact. I'm not twisting nothing, or I read some statements today where people are talking about how I twist facts and twist information and IHD. And let me tell you all, I am not a leader. I'm not a leader. I'm just someone who talks about the subject and people like to listen. Nothing more. I'm not sharing any type of anti-dog doctrine. In fact, I came in and picked it up from everyone else. Virtually everything I've learned, I learned it from someone else. IHD, I'm not sitting here inventing narratives or philosophies. We'll get into that a little more later on. Now I'm going to let her continue.
Human lives just as much as we value animal lives, and at the end of the day, we need to discuss what the issue at hand is, and that's that we want a country where people don't live in fear of being attacked by dogs. So we don't have to read headlines of children being mauled to death by dogs. And getting rid of one breed of dog is not going to reduce the number of dog attacks. Therefore, our stance still remains that we are against the banning of the breed. However, we do strongly believe that there is a need, an urgent need for stronger regulations and controls with regards to the breeding and keeping of these animals.
Keshvi, can I come in there?
Why do you need stronger regulations if they're no different from any other breed? That's your argument. The pit bulls are not any more dangerous than any other breed. So why do they need all these extra regulations? You're telling on yourself. I'm just helping people to recognize how you're telling on yourself. IHD ain't making nothing up on you pit nutters, and you know it. In fact, I'm not the first one to do this. There's been plenty of people who has held your rhetoric up to scrutiny, and it did not hold up. Right? I just do it on video, on audio. So stop with that. Okay? Everybody sees through this nonsense.
I mean, surely you can't be equating pit bulls to other breeds of dogs here, because this is not about dog attacks in general. This is about fatal attacks on children by this particular breed.
Hey, let me say, who's this? Michelle Craig, she sounds fired up. I don't know whose side she on. Maybe she has a dog at home. Maybe she has a poodle at home. But she sounds fired up. This sounds like a question from the heart. Let me play it again.
Surely you can't be equating pit bulls to other breeds of dogs here, because this is not about dog attacks in general. This is about fatal attacks on children by this particular breed.
So when we look at the pit bull breed, okay, we have reiterated time and time again that this breed of dog should only be owned by people who have the relevant experience, expertise, and knowledge on the breed. Because pit bulls...
Why do you need all this experience, expertise, and knowledge? What is there to know that will make you far more capable of controlling, that will enable you to control it, period? What's this magical knowledge? Why don't you share it with us? Oh, you need extensive expertise and experience with this breed. We need someone with many, many years. Why? And what is it? The only thing you need to know is how much damage these things inflict and how often they do it and what percentage of deaths caused by these things, mutilations caused by these things, dog bites in general caused by these things. That's the only information that matters. That's the only information that you need if you want to establish or argue that these things are no different from any other breed. We shouldn't see any difference in the statistics if there's no difference from bully breeds and other breeds. Don't give me this nonsense. Oh, that people choose them for fighting. No, they choose them for fighting because they were bred for fighting. They're choosing the dog that was bred to do what they want to be done. You don't get no fighting dog to herd sheep. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Okay, let's continue with this.
Do have the capacity to
let me back it up a little bit. You pit nutters, you see how your rhetoric is infuriating because of how nonsensical it is? And you all know this. That's why we're witnessing the destruction of this nonsense. I love it.
Should only be owned by people who have the relevant experience, expertise, and knowledge on the breed. Because pit bulls do have the capacity to be very loving family pets, but they also have the capacity to do immense damage, as we have seen. So we say that these dogs should not be owned by just normal people. They need to be owned by people who have extensive knowledge and experience on the breed. And when we talk about dog attacks, we also need to take into consideration that any other animal is capable of attacking.
Why do they say things like this? As if they've proven that a person who has years of experience with bully breeds have complete control over them. When has that been proven? I've seen many confessions from people who've handled these breeds for years. And out of nowhere, they show aggression. They snap at them or they attack another animal. This is what I'm saying. Your rhetoric would be believable if it has been proven. The only thing that gets proven is what we say. So I'm not making nothing up. I'm just pointing at reality. That's all I do here on this channel. Y'all the ones that make things up. Don't project what you do onto me. Okay, this is Goofy. Extensive experience. What? Prove it. That's it. Prove it. And I'll believe it.
Knowledge and experience on the breed. And when we talk about dog attacks, we also need to take into consideration.
And again, I'm sorry. Again, this experience, what is it supposed to do? Is it supposed to give you superhuman powers? You need superhuman powers to be able to see a pit bull that's about to attack and stop it. You would need superhuman powers to simply stop these things. Like, what are you talking about? If such knowledge was available, it would have leaked out into the public by now. Everything that there is to know about bully breeds, everybody already knows it, and it's public information. Stop with this goofy talk. Nutters. Man, what is wrong with these people? Now let me back it up a little bit.
And when we talk about dog attacks, we also need to take into consideration that any other animal is capable of attacking as well. It's just that when you're dealing with a pit bull, when you're dealing with a power breed, the damage can be a lot more than other breeds. However, let's not also detract from the fact that other breeds of animals, other breeds of dogs, have also killed people and caused serious damage. It's just that now there's a lot of spotlight, there's a lot of attention on the pit bull breed specifically. So there are a lot of factors that we...
What? You see, why is there a lot of attention on the pit bull breed specifically? People have not randomly selected the pit bull breed, the bully breed, to focus on for aggression. She said that as if it was just spontaneous. Oh, it just happens. The pit bulls just happen to be under the microscope, the focus of attention right now. She points out that other animals, other dogs kill as well, which is not the point. That's not the subject. Stick to the topic. The topic is severity of attacks. Now, she briefly touched on it. Here, let me back it up. Let me play that again.
Other breeds of dogs have also killed people and caused serious damage.
Okay. How many? How often? On average. That's the difference. And that's what reveals these bully breeds to be more dangerous. See, this is dumb talk. She's talking as if she knows she's lying. And that's the way all of these pro-pit nutters sound. They sound so ridiculous. You have to know that you're lying. If not, then Lord, there ain't no helping you. Yeah, I'm sure you can find a case where a bird killed a human. I'm sure you can find a case where a poodle killed a human. We're talking about how often this happens. Yeah, deal with mutilations. Compare those statistics. What percentage of people who have been mutilated were mutilated by a bully breed? Let's deal with those statistics, nutters. Let's deal with the percentage of victims who were just bitten. The 5 million, 4.7 to 5 million. Many sources say that bully breeds lead in that statistic as well, that they just generally bite more people more often. But we have the hospital records to prove that the vast majority of people who were mutilated by a bully breed. Same with the people who needed reconstructive surgery. Same with the people, which is the same. Same with the people who needed emergency care treatment. The 800,000. Most of those people were injured by a bully breed. And when you talk about deaths, again, bully breed, the so-called 6% of the dog population. That's all we're talking about, ma'am. If you're talking about anything else, you're off topic. We don't want to hear nothing about your little magical, goofy talk, your little personally made up narratives and talking points. Stop.
It's just that now there's a lot of spotlight, there's a lot of attention on the pit bull breed specifically. So there are a lot of factors that we need to take into consideration here.
I mean, you know, a lot has been said about...
You silly you little girl. Just silly, just young and silly and airheaded. I saw your social media. Young, silly, and airheaded. You need to listen to some facts and some common sense and stop acting goofy. You along with all the rest of these nutters. Y'all think it's somehow cute. Oh, you're in the in crowd to act stupid. That's supposed to be attractive nowadays, right? To talk goofy, make goofy arguments that are really shameful and cringe. That's the end thing, huh? Man.
A lot has been said about the way pit bulls are reared in South Africa. Is there a scenario where, until we understand, if I'm insisting on owning a pit bull as a pet, should we not stop people taking on this particular breed of dog as a pet until we all understand how to handle the breed?
Until we all understand how to handle them. Why are these things talked about like they're so mysterious? Oh, there's a secret method that only the ancient monks know. You have to travel deep into the hills and get this knowledge. It's kept on ancient scrolls on how to handle this breed. What you need to know, the knowledge you should have at hand. People, at a certain point, you got to cut this type of talk out. You have to stop that. Stop it. How to handle this breed. If any powerful, deadly dog breed is that complicated to control, it has no business in society. Just y'all talking about all the knowledge and skills you need, like it's just an infinite amount of knowledge and skills and capability and instinct and know-how. Just y'all laying all this out for us, telling us that this is required to be able to prevent these things from that tells us they have no business in society. Y'all have no argument here. This is the destruction of your goofy nutter culture. I'm loving it. There's nothing you can, that's why y'all don't accept, that's why you don't engage us on this channel. We welcome you all the time. If we are so crazy like you all say we are, we're such lunatics, go ahead and prove it. Audio or write it out. Okay? Enough of the name calling nonsense.
Well, this is where, when we talk about stronger regulations and control, comes in. One of the biggest issues and one of the reasons that we are in this mess is because of how uncontrolled it currently is. It is far too easy for the wrong people to get their hands on this breed of dog.
And here you go, this talking point again. As if the only pit bulls that attack people are owned by young thugs who train them to be fighting breeds. The same tired, failed, debunked argument. And they just keep repeating it over and over. With as many reports as we have of these things being raised from puppies by the softest, most gentle people you can imagine, both men and women, who have said, raised it from a puppy, we've never been aggressive with it, and it has never shown aggression. Suddenly, all of a sudden, all of the bully breeds that have attacked were owned by some young thug who trained it to be a fighting dog. People, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. That's insulting. I mean, you say something like that, that's the type of thing to get you thrown out of court. Get your case dismissed. How dare these people, as an organization, a global organization, put out these types of arguments? You should be ashamed of yourselves. This is shameful.
Let's face it, this dog was bred for all the wrong reasons. They were bred for fighting. And unfortunately, they've not been able to divorce themselves of that.
They've not been able to divorce themselves of what they were bred for. It's probably because they were bred for it, right? You can't just divorce yourself from what you were bred. What? This, y'all see what I'm talking about? This zoinked out la la land, where it's like, okay, are y'all playing stupid? Do y'all know that you're sounding foolish? And are you running game on me? Or do you truly believe what you're saying? Really? If so, man, let me tell you, there's something in the water. There's something in the water. Let's continue.
This dog was bred for all the wrong reasons. They were bred for fighting. And unfortunately, they've not been able to divorce themselves of that. And it's just become worse and worse and worse. The breed is very...
Worse? Who's made it worse? She act like they're a pack of Doberman pinchers made it first. Who made it first? Excuse me, who made it worse? Let me rewind that. No, we got to catch that. Y'all heard what she said?
For the wrong people to get their hands on this breed of dog. And let's face it, this dog was bred for all the wrong reasons. They were bred for fighting. And unfortunately, they've not been able to divorce themselves of that. And it's just become worse and worse and worse. The breed is very stigmatized. When you look at a pit bull, you immediately think, or the majority of people immediately think, killer, weapon, protection, power.
Why? These people, these SPCA people, they say this as if it just miraculously happened. As if pit bulls have not been attacking and mutilating on a larger scale. They talk as if the general public just randomly select pit bulls as the focus for injury, aggression, death. You see what I mean? This is infuriating. This is like, you know, when you have people sitting in front of you and they're talking so dumb, you start to wonder if they're just taking you for a fool. Do y'all really just think we're just that dumb? The people are not dumb. The average everyday person is not this dumb. You can't run this type of game on large masses of people. The only problem is that nobody's been paying attention to it. Because I was a part of that same group. The only reason they're not letting y'all have it for spewing out this goofy rhetoric is because they haven't paid much attention to you. Now they will. So it's a wrap. We rewind this a little bit.
For the wrong people to get their hands on this breed of dog. And let's face it, this dog was bred for all the wrong reasons. They were bred for fighting. And unfortunately, they've not been able to divorce themselves of that. And it's just become worse and worse and worse. The breed is very stigmatized. When you look at a pit bull, you immediately
It's become worse and worse. You mean they've been attacking more and more and more and more. That's what you mean by worse and worse. What a way to describe it. Oh, it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. As if the pit bulls haven't been doing anything. Just okay, let's continue.
Or the majority of people immediately think killer, weapon, protection, power symbol. So the dog it's too easy for this dog to be owned by the wrong people, and that is why we're saying when it comes to the ownership,
what? It's too easy for them to be owned by. All other breeds are owned by the same people as well. So what are you talking about? And people adopt pit bulls in the current era for many reasons other than for fighting. Oh my God. People, the percentage of people who acquire pit bulls to teach them to fight is low. It's low. This is all rhetoric they're spewing at this point.
Killer, weapon, protection, power symbol. So the dog is too easy for this dog to be owned by the wrong people, and that is why we're saying when it comes to the ownership of these animals, more needs to be done. There needs to be some sort of preventative legislation, protective legislation. As it is, there is not really much. The only legislation in place is the Animals Protection Act.
They're no different from any other breed, yet we need more intervention. We need more laws. We need more regulation. More has to be done. Don't focus on breed. These people tell us not to focus on breed at the same time saying that there needs to be more laws to regulate them for safety reasons. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I'm going to give it to the people in plain English. Simple to understand English. That's what y'all been doing. And the average person does not like to be duped. That's why people are listening to us. The average person does not like to be conned. And that's all this is. We need more. We need more. But don't focus on breed. Okay, pit nutters. Y'all see why I chose a straight jacket for my nuttery series? This is bad. This is bad, man. I'm in all seriousness. This is embarrassing. And they have the nerve to act like people are scared of them. Like when they speak, they spotlight on them. Everybody else play the shadows. Okay. All right, now let's continue.
Which is enforced by the SPCA, and then the municipal bylaws, and then the 5 freedoms.
So would those regulations perhaps include something like if I want to own a pit bull, that I must undergo a particular sort of course so that I know how to handle the breed?
Certainly. So when we
so they want more laws for bully breeds. They want people to take a class, a whole semester. You got to get a certain amount of credits. You got to sit before a professor. You got to have a book, notepad, and all of that. Well, you got to do research, take exams, quizzes, tests. Man, that's some dog that requires all of that just to reduce the chances that it will attack. Really? Okay. All right. So what? I mean, that would eliminate a huge portion of the population. Many of these people can't read. You expect them to take a class?
To speak about these stronger regulations, we're first and foremost talking about ensuring that these animals are sterilized and castrated. And then we're talking...
Sterilized and castrated. This is lunatic talk. You sound like a Jeffrey Dahmer type. Yeah, we need to just make sure their genitals are hacked off. You're not talking about castrating all of them, because if so, then they will go extinct. No, you want to breed some of them. Yes, you want to keep breeding them. You want to keep them. So what's the point with the castration? Just a purposeless castration of pit bulls. Stop it. Put these things out of their worthless misery. They should not exist, and you all know it.
About permitting and licensing, microchipping the dog, finding out where the dog...
Microchip, you need a license. Listen, young lady, if you take a course, if you get a license, a permit, and you got all this stuff, guess what? You're still worthless when that mutt wants to attack. It's going to drag your goofy behind wherever it wants. It's going to snatch itself right out your hands. You're not going to be able to control it. Not only that, as it attacks the victim, you're not going to be able to get it off of them. No magical knowledge, no special skills you possess. Stop talking foolish. Stop this. Y'all, what do y'all think? We all stupid? Y'all think people are that stupid? You didn't think people would wake up to this rhetoric eventually? Stop it. Man, mark your calendar. The 2020s. This is the decade where their pit nutter culture crumbles. It's crumbling. There's no way you're going to stand the test of time with this type of nonsense.
Came from, what the dog is used for, what do you want the dog for, where are you keeping the dog, do you know how to look after the dog, that
okay,
sort of thing.
That's enough. That's enough of that. We're only 5 minutes into a 13-minute video. Let me share a link. Please share any other relevant talking points that she might go over on that. If you find it or hear it, I have to pump the brakes on this young lady. Oh my goodness. So it's the same argument with each pro pit bull person. The exact same argument over and over. They don't give a different perspective. Just think about us for a second. Look at how many different ways people have articulated the problem with dogs in society. You can't keep up with them. You can't recall them. But yet, they have the exact same talking points every single time. It's unbelievable. And they walk out with their nose in the air and chest out like they have the strongest arguments in the world. Pit nutters, look, I'm not trying to have no physical confrontation with you. I'm not trying to, punch you or shoot you or nothing like that. I'm here to challenge you to a debate. I object to your rhetoric, and I'm sharing my objections, and I'm challenging you to object to my objections and to make it make sense. I don't think any of you can. You should be embarrassed about that. Now, there is a portion of the internet of dog lovers. They hate my channel. They hate my platform. They hate us, the anti-dog community. They hate us, and we know this. We know this. But let's understand, I did not start this movement, and I am not leading this movement. There's literally no leader. The only thing people are doing is focusing on you. That's all we're doing. We're finally focusing on you, paying attention to you, and holding your lifestyle up to scrutiny, and it doesn't pass. It's epic failure. And that's why you're upset about it. You can call us a movement, you can call me a leader all you want. It doesn't change the fact that this movement started before me, and it will continue after I'm gone, and I am not the leader. Y'all better understand, you got several platforms that are powerful. National Pit Bull Victim Awareness is a powerful platform. In fact, I've made a lot of content based on their content. Without dogsbite.org, Pitbull Victim Awareness, and many of the other resources, man, I probably wouldn't have a channel. That's very possible. Total visits, 31,000. I don't know about that. It's probably higher. This is SimilarWeb. I don't know how reliable they are. But this is for Pitbull Victim Awareness. Dogsbite.org is very popular. They have been referred to on mainstream media outlets like the CNNs and so forth. And according to this, they have gotten 113,000 total visits. You know, I don't know how, again, I don't know how reliable that is. This thing says that their annual revenue is between $5 and $10 million. Good for them. I hope they start to hold some lectures around the country. That's what I'd do. If I could afford it, I'd go on tour around the country and hold public lectures on this. So this is a huge platform, and it's full of information. There's no leader here. There's just a bunch of people putting out information. That's all it is. That's all we're doing. Dog free. I think they're at like 47,000 members. This is the largest anti-dog community on the internet. My channel is only some 10,000 subscribers. Channel views, my video views are relatively low. This is the biggest anti-dog community. And, you know, the dog lovers really don't engage people here either. They might try from time to time, but they get shut down fast. And look at the discussions. This is a very active Reddit or subreddit. Make sure y'all check them out. So no, don't point at me, IHD, as the leader. No. People come here to hear me rant for the most part. You know, a lot of people, they find pleasure in hearing me rant. That's pretty much all I do. I won't reduce it to rants. I share a lot of news. I do like online activism. You could call it that. But is it righteous or not? Am I trying to help people or hurt people? Am I trying to harm communities or keep them safe? Families or keep them safe? Y'all can't criticize what we do here. I hear y'all sitting around talking like we're somehow immoral people, an immoral group of people. We're not trying to open the door for people to be hurt. Don't get mad because we're calling you out for doing that. Now, what is this? Counselor says keep dogs on leashes. Stop that. Stop it. This surfaced 9 hours ago. Stop that. Like I said, a leash is worthless. We all know they're worthless. They are worthless. It seems like most people, or a lot of people, are attacked while the dog is on a leash that's been held by its owner. How many times have we seen that? Several. Mutt being held on a leash and attacks. No leash gonna do nothing. They say that as if everybody has superhuman strength. Keep your dog on a leash. As if the leash has the power. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? That's not what I wanted. What in the world? Pregnant mother was attacked by a dog? Okay, yeah, I think I read about that. The baby is okay, but she was attacked. That's for another video. Oh, whoa, what is this? Mountain lion drags dog from Sonoma County home. What? Y'all don't mind? If you don't mind, I want to check this out.
A homeowner in Sonoma County says she can rest easier now after crews tracked down and euthanized the mountain lion that has been terrorizing her backyard.
What a story that.
Euthanized the mountain lion. Okay.
To her house, dragged one of her dogs outside. It's happened in Bennett Valley. Rebecca Crocker says she heard one of her 3 dogs yelping and growling, and when she went to check on him, her dog was being dragged out of the house.
And then it clicked as I was getting to the door. I was like, oh no, that's a mountain lion attached to my dog. She was baring her teeth and hissing because he had passed out at that point, I think, from shock. Or I thought he was dead at that point.
Yeah, Rebecca chased away the mountain lion. Her dog did survive the attack. Days after that incident, the homeowner says she believes the same mountain lion killed 2 of her goats.
No, it's probably dogs that killed those goats. You see this mountain lion drag this mutt all across the land, right? They kill to eat. That dog was supposed to be a meal. Don't try to project mountain lions like they're dogs. Stop. This was just a hungry lion doing what it was designed to do. This was not an act of maliciousness. You should have relocated that mountain lion and let him live. They euthanized that mountain lion because of that dog. That useless, worthless mutt. Shout out to somebody who pointed this out. Y'all obsessed with these things and they literally don't do nothing for you. Nothing but drain your resources and make everything stink. Your house smell like dog butthole because it's dragging, literally dragging its butthole all across your home. Do you know how many places in an average dog home, how many places a dog's butthole has been sitting flush. That's why their home stinks. They got nasty scent of excrement on top of their anal sacs, which smell like rotten fish. And you get that little nasty stinking whiff of fish in a dog owner's home, now that I think about it. They don't do nothing for you but make your life nasty and stinking and littered, disease-ridden, parasite-ridden. It's just another form of death. Boy, I'm sorry. I'm rambling, I'm sorry. Mother has her lips ripped off by usually friendly Labrador. Huh? I hate dogs. All dogs. All dogs. But I wanted to put some emphasis on the destruction of the pit bull culture after listening to that woman. That was a recent video, people. She's in South Africa. That was supposed to be their best possible defense of pit bulls. That's why I started off with that video and have it as a thumbnail. This was supposed to be the SPCA's grandstanding, where they lay out the facts and the science to defend bully breeds, and she failed. She failed big time. Yeah, and I want people to see that. But this woman had her lips ripped off by a lab. She's gone. She needs multiple reconstructive surgeries after her friend's dog randomly walked over and sank its teeth into her. Wait a minute, what? You mean she didn't provoke it? Did you just admit that this was an unprovoked dog attack? Yep. Every attack. But if the dog attacks a child, suddenly it's always provoked. Oh yeah. The destruction of dog culture, man. That's what this is. So this woman had her lips ripped off. And her lips are gone. They're not coming back, according to this story. Look at this. She passed out. The dog ripped her lips off, and they just randomly walked up to her and ripped her lips off. And she said the blood was just pouring out. They said an artery was poking out of her skin. I'm not eating, people. I have a piece of candy stuck in my tooth. Well, it's not candy. It's just vegan-based stuff. Okay, an artery poking out of her skin. Her bottom, a piece of her top and bottom lip was gone. Sliced right through both of them. She's permanently disfigured. She was bleeding and passed out before they rushed her to the hospital. Okay? Now, whose fault is that? Who decided to surround themselves with a dog? She says she didn't even realize that it took her lip off. But when she looked at herself, she started crying and screaming. Yeah. Permanently disfigured. Disfigured for life. For a dog. Dogs are not worth it. They're not worth it. They're not valuable enough on this earth to have the privilege to ruin our life, to disfigure us for life. They're too far beneath us for us to accept this. This cannot be the norm. Horrific stuff. Now, I'd like to ask her a question. What's her name? Charlie Odell. Are you still a dog lover? I'm sure she is. I am sure she is. I'll go ahead and share that. And that surfaced a few hours ago. Just wanted to briefly touch on a couple of these crazy nutter stories. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Yeah, that's about it. Now, did I share this? If not, I'm going to share it again. Yeah, I'm going to I haven't even finished it. It's just the first part of it pretty much gives you everything you need to know. You know the nuttery.
Obviously, these permits or licenses should be made available to SPCAs and animal welfare organizations.
Yeah. Of course, the NSPCA is sitting with a unique challenge now because they've had an influx of pit bulls being surrendered to the NSPCA around the country. And then on the flip side of that, owners who are refusing to surrender their dogs, they're having their dogs attacked by the community because the community is so scared. It's an
Oh, man, that's beautiful. Oh, wow. Did y'all hear what she said? She said that the people who refuse to turn over their pit bulls, they're being attacked by the community. Oh, man. Hey, I don't even celebrate Christmas, but Christmas is here early. Bravo, South Africa. Get 'em. Get 'em. I'm loving it. You know the pit bull lovers, they're hating this. Oh my God. Oh my God. They set pit bulls on fire? They're setting these things on fire in the street. That is hardcore, man.
Refusing to surrender their dogs, they're having their dogs attacked by the community because the community is so scared. It's an incredibly difficult situation now that the NSPCA finds itself in.
No, definitely. And you know what we're currently doing. There are a number of role players in this issue, in this matter, and we are doing our level best. We are bringing our parts when it comes to our role in this matter. When an attack has occurred, it's us who are there, along with the SAPS, to try and remove that animal, to keep that animal safe, to keep the community safe. And then again, like you've said now.
Oh, man, I hate this SPCA babble. Always talking about keeping the dogs safe. Nobody care about these things' safety. Nothing ever happens to them. They always going on about keeping the dogs safe. Get out of here. That's disrespectful. Stop talking to me like that. That's disrespectful. I don't care if you're just airheaded and you don't understand that you're being disrespectful. Just stop talking. This is horrible stuff, man.
The people who have pit bulls, and there are a select few, a very small group of people who really do know how to look after this animal, who understand the breed, who are looking after the animal well, and keeping the animal.
What does she mean? There's a select few who are looking out for this animal, who understand the pit bull. And the pit bull is totally harmless. It won't attack him or anybody else. There is not one pit bull on this planet like that. Not one. So stop it. Oh, there are a few select, mysterious people who can handle the pit bull. They understand the breed. They have studied it for a long time. What is this, man?
Animal in line, but even they are now faced with angry communities, angry people who are just turning on the breed itself, and not just dogs that have been involved in attacks.
But oh my God. Well, it's probably because they're only dealing with pit bulls, with bully breeds. Every attack that's come out of South Africa that was significant, it was a bully breed. Every single one. But they want to act like we're just randomly picking on pit bulls. See what I mean? That's insulting. That's disrespectful for you to think people are that stupid. Maybe you're that stupid. It's just hard to believe, man.
On the breed itself, and not just dogs that have been involved in attacks. And then,
well, yeah, you know what? You're right. All dogs. Ban all of them. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Okay? Lord.
you know, at the end of the day, with all of this sensation around the issue, we cannot deny the fact that a number of people are surrendering their pit bulls to the SPCA. And with regards to that, I think it's also got to do with the fact that people are also realizing that if they've got a dangerous animal that they can no longer keep, maybe they didn't know before that the SPCA was a resource, and that they could take their dog to the SPCA instead of, you know, dumping it on the street or getting rid of the animal in a cruel and inhumane way. So they're realizing that the SPCA is a resource and doing.
Stop calling these things animals. Oh, randomly. We all know what animal we're talking about. Stop calling them animals. They're not animals. Man, that irks me.
The responsible thing by surrendering the animal to the SPCA, and that
the animal.
Unfortunately, it does come at a cost. There's more to an SPCA than just feeding dogs and cats.
Yeah. Of course, we don't condone dogs being attacked in the ways that we've seen in communities, dogs being stabbed to death, burnt to death.
Wait a minute. Whoa. What do you expect them to do? The people, they're euthanizing the dog. This is not an advanced country. Of course they're going to stab it. That's all they have. They don't have no AK-47. Huh? Many of them don't even have a machete. So yeah, they stab them. That's what the pit bull does to kill. The pit bull stabs a toddler to death, kills them slowly. The people do the exact same thing to the pit bull. There's no foul. There's no foul there. No, stop it. Stop it. None of this works. None of their talking points, none of their arguments work. This is all foolish stuff.
It does come at a cost. There's more to an SPCA than just feeding dogs and cats.
Yeah. Of course, we don't condone dogs being attacked in the ways that we've seen in communities, dogs being stabbed to death, burnt to death. But obviously, it's a fear response, right, from communities that have seen the damage that these dogs can do. The attack last night on that 1-year-old child in East London, one can just imagine, you know, what that child must have gone through.
Man. Yeah, good point. It's a good point, Michelle. Let me rewind that.
1-year-old child in East London, one can just imagine, you know, what that child must have gone through.
Yeah. You know, a 1-year-old. This is what I'm saying. What's wrong with these people? How? I don't understand how a human being could be this heartless to where they are campaigning, they're pushing for pit bulls to be right next to toddlers. That's just the way it is. If they're in the community, then they're basically right next to everybody. Because if they want to be next to you, they're going to get next to you. Anywhere in the community is dangerous for everybody. There's a pit bull in the community. I just don't understand. Why wouldn't your desire for no 1-year-old to go through that again override your love for pit bulls? I don't know. I thought this would be a no-brainer, but I guess I was wrong. There are people, a lot of them out here like this. And boy, what in the world? I just don't get this, man. It's like she's trying not to care. Really? Look at her reaction when this lady says that, as if, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I don't care.
Dogs being attacked in the ways that we've seen in communities, dogs being stabbed to death, burnt to death. But obviously it's a fear response, right, from communities that have seen the damage that these dogs can do. The attack last night on that 1-year-old child in East London, one can just imagine, what that child must have gone through in those moments. But what is your advice to communities? If there is a pit bull in your community and there have been incidents, perhaps not fatal incidents, but violent incidents in the past, what do I do if it's a neighbor's dog?
So prevention is better than cure. Often we hear, especially with these dog attacks, we hear how a week ago the pit bull got out and it bit a dog, or 2 weeks ago it bit the helper, but it was only a small bite. We didn't expect it to get any worse. Prevention is better than cure. The minute that you see that there's a dangerous animal in your neighborhood, the minute that you've been attacked, you need to do something. If there's a dangerous animal in your community, you need to report it to your local municipality. If you've been attacked by a dog, even if it was small, you need to report that to the SAPS. You need to open a case under the Animal Matters Amendment Act number 42 of 1993. And you can see sort of how it comes full circle, because sometimes these dogs are kept in conditions which are inhumane. They're kept on short chains or in cages. And that's cruelty. That is animal cruelty. And had you picked up the phone and said, listen, my neighbor's got a pit bull, it's on a short chain, it's kept in a tiny cage, that welfare concern could have been addressed, and perhaps the dog could have been removed on welfare grounds by the SPCA.
And do y'all notice how I don't remember there ever being a time where having a dog chained up outside was considered animal abuse? That's something that's recent. That's animal abuse. So they're basically saying, hey, you supposed to have them inside your house and treat them like a fellow human being. That's literally their way of forcing you to keep these things inside of your home. There was a time when you had these things called dog houses. The dog was chained up. It wasn't a short chain, but it was chained up. It could walk, pace. It could go inside the doghouse. That wasn't animal cruelty. That's stupid talk. That's stupid talk. My granddad had a dog. He never attacked nobody. That didn't make the dog more aggressive. What are you talking about? And so, but if you allow the dog inside of the home, that will reduce the dog's aggression. But then, look at the fact that most attacks occur inside the home. So that didn't work. That somehow you're going to create a happy, loving, harmless dog if you bring it inside the home. That didn't work. Now, that's where most of the attacks occur. So what's your solution now? Just around every corner, they have a new excuse. And it's all something goofy.
The pit bull is on a short chain. It's kept in a tiny cage. That welfare concern could have been addressed, and perhaps the dog could have been removed on welfare grounds by the SPCA. So prevention is better than cure. That's the bottom line here. Before an attack occurs, do something. If an attack has occurred, even if it wasn't fatal, you need to open a case. And I'll tell you why. Too often.
Stop. It's enough babbling. I tell you what to do. Since she won't tell you, none of these nutters tell you. Carry a gun. Carry a knife. Carry a blade. Carry 2-3 of them. Carry something that can easily puncture flesh. Okay? And if when those mutts approach you aggressively, neutralize them. Defend yourself and neutralize them. That's what you do. That's the most obvious thing you do. And of course, do everything else. But that's your first line of defense. These SPCA people constantly give the general public suicidal advice. They advise you to be passive and submissive, to behave like in submission. The things they tell you to do are the same things that a dog does that wants to submit to an alpha. So if you submit to a mutt, it might maul you just for fun. Why not? You just submitted to it. It could just maul you for fun at this point. Why wouldn't it? And that's the advice that they give you. I don't think so. Now, somebody left this. It's like a list of why they hate the anti-dog community. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm not here just for content. Believe it or not, I don't force videos. I don't force live streams. If they don't come natural, I don't go live. That's the rule number one. You never force content. And boy, when I saw this, my face lit up. Why I hate the anti-dog community. Number one, it's treated as a religion. If you do rants about them, they will treat as a blasphemy. Okay, that's kind of corny. Number two, they are obsessed. They think about dogs and their owners 24/7. They sleep thinking about dogs and dog owners. Well, and you all think about us thinking about dogs, if that's the case. But the truth is more like we're on your necks 24/7 because you're all being nutters 24/7. As long as you are in my sight and you're being a nutter, I'm going to say something about it. See, this is what people say when they don't have any rebuttal and they just want you to leave them alone. No. You're begging for mercy. I'm not giving it to you. 3, they are narcissists. Oh boy. They think they are perfect and there's nothing wrong with them, and they want the whole world aren't into this cult do everything they want. It's a sign of narcissism. Now, I don't quite understand some of this, but narcissists, most of the people, well, I won't say most, a lot of people mention that they are introverts. They're actually introverts. Narcissists, one of the key components of being a narcissist is you have to be around other people. We tend to have a small circle because we avoid nutters. So no, you're way off. The narcissist is the nutters, especially the pit nutters. Cut that out. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is why they tell jurors If you catch someone in a lie, throw their whole testimony out. It's just lies through and through. Not narcissist over here. What are you talking about? So they worship IHD, and the own IHD tolerates it. It just proves he sees himself as a prophet. It's just show how IHD is a megalomaniac. Okay. So I see myself as a prophet. See, do you understand the propaganda that they're trying to set in motion here? This is actually very clever. They're trying to project this idea, and you will see a lot more of this, where they project this idea that I'm hypnotizing people with my own personal philosophy that I invented. And, I cast my spell on the listeners and they obey me. Yes, obey IHD. No. When I say something that's not true, they point it out. The only reason, listen, nobody worships me. The only reason people listen to me, I would say the main reason people listen to me, is because I don't share opinions. I don't share my own personal philosophies. They listen because they know I stick with the facts. I stick with the evidence. I stick with logic and common sense. It's not because I have some magical, mystical rhetoric. What are you talking about? Don't project your culture onto me. Let's understand that again. There are many voices here online. I'm just one of them. And I think I've been here the longest. That's a big reason why my channel is popular. It's because I've been online for 7 years now. That happens. That happens. And just because you have a number of subscribers doesn't mean that people are worshiping you. Listen, the day I start giving opinions and stop sticking to facts, people gonna stop listening. Nutters, and you all know it. Stop it. Stop it. They're trying to make people view or see the exact opposite way they're supposed to. They're 5, they support animal abuse. Stop. 6, they create many fake news about dogs and dog lovers. They say things aren't scientific, but they act as if it was science because IHD said it. What in the world? When someone debunks and proves they are lying, they will just say you're a dog nutter. Now we all know none of them, they have never done that. They have never debunked anything. Ever. Stop. In your dreams, nutters, and you all know it. Now this is probably a kid or something sounding this silly, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was an adult. Debunk. Prove that we're lying. Yeah, knock yourself out. Number 7, they are dishonest. IHD distort. See, throughout this whole list, they keep bringing me up and pointing at me as if I'm some type of leader. See, that's where you get reality distorted a whole lot. Like, where are you getting that from? There ain't no leader. This ain't no organization. They say I distort many articles. Huh? Distort many things some article says just to make my cult being right. He took an article, read only half, because if he read everything, it will break his anti-dog. Oh my goodness. Number 8, they are hypocrites. They claim to love cats, but supported defender of humans in natural world. She also hates cats. What in the world? 9, they will agree with IHD even if he says the sky is going to stop. Even my opponents, there are many opponents of my channel who will say that you're lying. They'll even admit that that's a lie. People don't blindly listen to what I say. What are you talking about? Stop being goofy, nutters. They can't help it. They can't help but to be goofy. They don't know any other way to be. They always got to lie. See, they don't even know how to tell the truth. Couldn't tell the truth if they tried. So, you know, this is what dog nuttery does. It impairs your ability to point out things as it actually is. Because you're always denying reality and distorting reality and lying to yourself. Now you can't even recognize reality. Dangerous game they playing, man. Number 10, they claim to be pro-human, but the own IHD supports the Iran government. And this government kills many non-radical Muslim and people of other religions. Okay. So yeah, do not worry about goofy nonsense like this. Oh, and another thing, National Pit Bull Victim Awareness uploaded a video recently, and they are disabling the comment section. Okay, they're disabling the comment section. Let me see if I can find this. Yeah, another thing. Since I'm the leader, you don't see these other channels talking about me or in my comment section. They just do their own thing. There ain't no central. If anything, this is the central focus. We talked about pit bulls. This is the headquarters. Where is that? I think, yes, this one right here. Let me see here. See that? The comments are turned off. Pitbull victim awareness in the comment section. The comment section worked. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all can't see that. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. Wait a minute. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm on Pitbull Victim Awareness channel. It's his channel. And they've disabled the comments on this video that was uploaded. It's the most recent upload. It's the most recent upload. This one right here. Now, the comment section worked a few minutes ago. And in the comment section, the channel host said that YouTube keeps disabling the comment section and he doesn't know why. If you show kids, they can disable it. Okay? But as you all know, some of my videos show kids and the comment section is not disabled. I'm thinking it's because of the face of the injured. Yeah, that's it. That's it. You see, if you were to show this child's injured face that's not edited, if you were to scroll past it, it'd be okay. But when they put the camera on his injured, mutilated face and they leave it there, YouTube considers that you trying to do it for shock value. I'm not saying that. That's what they said. They basically said that in their guidelines that if you show something that involves kids for shock value or whatever, they'll disable the content. That's why I try not to show kids at all in my videos. If you show them like sitting in the car in a seat like this, like I don't think that disabled the comment section, but I try not to even show that, to be honest. Just a weird rule of YouTube. But, you know, it's okay if you show kids as long as they're with a pit bull. Whole lot of videos like that, huh? Isn't it? Oh yeah, before I go. Oh, how many videos like that do you have? Well, this okay. It's okay. You can show them with their life in danger. Yeah. Daredevil type stuff. I don't know, man. Good luck. Shout out to everybody who's able to join me for this live stream. I've been babbling for too long here. And I'm going to let you all go. I hope you all have a fabulous night. I see you, Ashar, Amanda, Sibby, Michelle, Ban All Dogs, and Pit Nutters. I hope you are able to join as well. And I hope you offer a counter argument for us. Right? Gene, I see you. Animal Uncontrol in the building. Oh, man. I'm enjoying this a little too much. I hope to see you all back here on the next live stream as we continue with this crusade.